Hey guys, Bartel's Bookshelf here with yet another Star Trek book haul unboxing video. I already have I've amassed quite the collection as you've seen in my previous videos, but I have an addiction and I need to buy more, so I bought more. And this is the first of 3 boxes that I bought recently from eBay, first of 3 lots. This should all be the pre-pocket books, the Bantam era Star Trek stuff. Recently I bought all of the James Blish collections after Michael K. Vaughan made a video about them. I wasn't going to read them originally because they're just adaptations of the episodes, but I like James Blish, and Michael K. Vaughan recommended them highly, so why not? And so this is going to be another book haul from eBay. And I've got 2 more boxes coming, so I'm going to upload those as I receive the boxes, so get ready for a lot more of Star Trek book hauls. If you guys find this interesting, I hope you do, but here we go, so let's get started. Knife at the ready. This one's a little bit difficult to get open, there we go. Alright, let's go through this together. Okay, this probably won't take long as long as the last one, because there's only 18 books in here, and I'm not keeping all of them because some of them are like ones that I didn't want to collect, or photo books or photo novels or whatever. But anyway, so first we have Vulcan by Kathleen Sky. This is from 1977, I believe. This was one that Michael K. Vaughan reviewed recently, and he said it wasn't very good. But I don't know. We'll see what it's like. I mean, at the very least, that cover art rocks, doesn't it? Spock and some lady surrounded by giant ants. I love that. Probably not going to be any good, but we'll see. Next I have Star Trek The New Voyages, edited by Sandra Marshak and Myrna Culbreth, I don't know how you pronounce it. These were a bunch of short stories that were published after Star Trek ended that were they were all written by fans, so it's essentially like licensed fan fiction. And they did 2 of these. And I believe later on Pocket Books did a similar thing that I believe was called Strange New Worlds. I already have this first one, but it's a different edition, so I'll have to decide if I want to keep this Bantam edition or the one I currently have. We'll see. But yeah, interested to see what that's like. Essentially a bunch of early Star Trek fan fiction. Here's the second New Voyages book, Star Trek The New Voyages 2. Glorious Spock, Gallant Kirk, Valiant Uhura. Once again, edited by Sandra Marshak and Myrna Culbreth. What sort of authors are in here? Anyone I've heard of? I don't know if any of these people went on to become, like, big-name authors or anything like that. Oh, there's a story in here by Nichelle Nichols. Okay, that sounds interesting. Yeah, I haven't heard of any of these authors before, except for Sandra Marshak and Myrna Culbreth. Could be interesting. We'll see. Next, we have a few Sandra Marshak and Myrna Culbreth books. I already had a few of these from the Pocket Books line, but these are the ones they wrote for Bantam. This is Price of the Phoenix, by, again, Sandra Marshak and Myrna Culbreth. Captain Kirk is dead. Long live Captain Kirk. Spock, Dr. McCoy, and the other crewmen of the Starship Enterprise experience a stunning double shock. The first painful blow is Captain Kirk's tragic death. Then, Captain Kirk's miraculous rebirth reveals the most awesome force the Enterprise has ever encountered. Spock is forced into a desperate gamble for Kirk's human soul against Omni, the ultra-human emperor of life beyond life and death beyond hell. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what that's like. I've heard a lot about these, mostly that the Marshak and Culbreth books are very homoerotic, similar to Killing Time, so I'm interested to check those out. I know that Marshak and Culbreth, I don't know if both of them were, but I know one of them was at least like a libertarian, and they tried to kind of use Star Trek to push their libertarian ideals. I don't know to what extent, so I don't know if I'll enjoy that aspect of these books, but we'll see. I'll definitely enjoy the homoeroticism, so we'll see how that turns out. And then this is the follow-up to that book, The Fate of the Phoenix, again by Marshak and Culbreth. Kirk in danger, Omni reborn. Never mourn, Black Omni was the warning. Now, through the Phoenix miracle of rebirth, the dread enemy lives again. Kirk, Spock, and the Enterprise crew must grapple hand-to-hand with the most dangerous arch-villain in the galaxy, the giant, evil, immortal Omni who has vowed revenge. Ooh, scary. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see what that's like. I like that cover art, it's real dark and moody. Again, these are supposed to be super, super gay, so I don't know, we'll see how those turn out. Next I have Spock Messiah by Theodore R. Cogswell and Charles A. Spano Jr., the ultra-powered novel of a telepathic space terror. A defective mind link turns the logical Mr. Spock into a fiery revolutionary who sets out to convert the planet Kryos with fire, sword, and a forbidden philosophy. Captain Kirk and the Enterprise crew must summon all their skill and cunning in a race against time on a hostile planet. Can they destroy the fiendish mind that holds Spock captive before it destroys them? So that obviously sounds fun. I love those kind of stories where, like, Spock goes rogue, and we get to see a little bit beyond kind of the cold, logical personality that we all know. So yeah, I don't know, maybe that'll be interesting. We'll see. I don't know why it says a Star Trek first up there. I'm not sure what that means. Does it mean it's the first story of its kind? This is the first the first Bantam novel? I don't know. It's not the first Bantam novel as far as I know, but next I have Perry's Planet by Jack C. Haldeman II. I have no idea if this person is related to Joe Haldeman, the author of The Forever War and a couple Star Trek books, or maybe it's just this one. But yeah, this is Perry's Planet. Again, that's some really cool cover art, real atmospheric. Whoever this mysterious dude is with the claws, I don't know, it looks cool. Kirk, Spock, Scotty, and the Enterprise crew face battle with the Klingons in a strange world ruled by a human who's been dead for 300 years. Soon the entire crew has fallen under the planet's mysterious force, stripped of their power to wage war as the subhuman immunes advance and the Klingon legions hover overhead. Sounds interesting. Sounds similar to the Return of the Archons episode, where the society was being controlled by a computer that was programmed by a long-dead human. But I don't know, we'll see. That cover art is definitely very intriguing, so... This one is interesting. This wasn't part of my list of what I was collecting. It's not one of the novels or anything, but this is Star Trek Lives, Personal Notes and Anecdotes by Jacqueline Lichtenberg, Sandra Marshak, and Joan Winston. What the creators of Star Trek are doing now, their goals and achievements since Star Trek, and their plans for Star Trek's return. So this is sort of a behind-the-scenes thing. When was this published? 1975. So this is after the show ended, when it was on in syndication, before Phase 2, before the movies. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give that a read. It might be interesting to kind of see where they thought the direction of the franchise was going to go before all this stuff came about. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Next we have Trek to Mad World by Stephen Golden. Blast off with Captain Kirk, Dr. McCoy, and Mr. Spock as they hurtle through space with the crew of the Starship Enterprise. Plunge through an eerie pocket of spatial unreality as they risk death by radiation to save the endangered people of Epsilon Delta 4. See the marvels of Enowil, the mad gnomic master of an insane planet. Beware of treachery from the Klingons if you would succeed in your mission. Cool. Don't know much about that. I like the title. I don't know. And this gnomish... Mad Gnomic Master sounds interesting. We'll see what that's like. Next we have Devil World by Gordon Eklund. Voyage to Heartland. Heartland, a mysterious planet populated by a small but terrifying race of demonic beings. Heartland, where Captain Kirk falls in love with a beautiful, mysterious woman with a fatal secret. Heartland, where Kirk, Spock, and the rest of the Enterprise crew will be challenged by an awesome disembodied intelligence, more powerful than any other force in the universe. Cool, cool. There's some of those demonic beings there. Interesting. We'll see what that's about. So it's literally a devil world. I thought that was like metaphorical, but it sounds like it's literally a planet full of devils, so that could be interesting. We have another Kathleen Sky here, Death's Angel. That's a really cool cover, actually. Damn, that's sick. Death stalks the corridors of the Enterprise. When Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock barely survive the mission to Delta Gamma 4, the deadly planet whose beautiful blue flowers destroy the mind and ravage the soul, Chief Medical Officer McCoy felt something was dangerously wrong. Just how wrong, he didn't realize. For when the Enterprise takes on the alien members of a sensitive Federation diplomatic mission, the ambassadors are murdered one by one. The Angel of Death is visiting the ambassadors. That sounds cool and creepy. Considering Vulcan wasn't that good, according to Michael K. Vaughan, I don't know if this one will be any good, but that cover in the plot synopsis definitely intrigues me, so we'll see how that turns out. I don't know. Love that cover. I just want to give that some appreciation. That's awesome. A classic Star Trek author here. We have The Galactic Whirlpool by David Gerrold. Of course, David Gerrold is part of the original writing staff and worked on the first season of The Next Generation, wrote the novelization of Encounter at Farpoint, so he's got a long, storied Star Trek history. Again, pretty cool cover. I like that. Some big cosmic city. Beyond the realm of the Federation, beyond the edge of the galaxy, a lost colony of humans in space drifts inexorably toward the Galactic Whirlpool. Kirk blazes new star trails to these strange people, isolated for centuries. Unless he can convince them that the Enterprise crew members are not demons, they will be sucked into a churning one-way funnel of doom. Sounds fun. Always enjoy stories like that, where the crew has to kind of contend with a more primitive species and kind of work through their culture and stuff to kind of rescue them. See what that's like. We have another Gordon Eklund here. The Starless World. Captain Kirk encounters Klingons and nocturnal creatures known as Strangers and the Sun God himself in a journey of incredible suspense. Inside the hollow shell of a strange remote planet, Kirk and the Enterprise crew discover a planet within a planet, energized by a white dwarf star, a planet like a lost Eden, populated by a race of small, gentle, furred bipeds, a planet falling toward a black hole to spectacular peril and inescapable doom. That sounds fun. We're a planet within a planet, furred bipeds. I don't know, cool. I always love it when they encounter more non-human aliens, you know, because it's a book. You can do more than you can in a TV show. You don't just have to glue shit to people's foreheads. You can go crazy with the aliens, so hopefully we'll get a lot of that. I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of Joe Haldeman, this is Planet of Judgment by Joe Haldeman, winner of the Hugo and Nebula Awards. I know Joe Haldeman's a very prominent sci-fi author. He wrote The Forever War, which I own but haven't read yet, heard a lot about it. Didn't know he wrote for Star Trek until I started digging more into these books, so that sounds really cool. It's always neat when you get very, like, storied genre authors writing tie-in fiction, you know, like James Blish and, you know, and Joe Haldeman. Never before had the Enterprise been betrayed by its own technology. Never before had their systems, instruments, and weapons failed to respond. And never before had Kirk, Spock, McCoy, and the rest of the crew faced a total breakdown of science and sanity until they stumbled on the mysterious world that couldn't exist. A world orbited by a black hole and ruled by chaos, where man was a helpless plaything for a race of beings more powerful than the laws of the universe. Sounds fun, sort of a precursor to Q, maybe. Don't know, we'll see. Joe Haldeman, could be good. We've got 2 photo novels here. Photo novel number 4, A Taste of Armageddon, and photo novel number 9, The Devil in the Dark. These are obviously based off of episodes of the TV show. Again, I have no real interest in these. If I want to watch the show, I'll just watch the show, but I don't know, might be cool for collectors, you know, if anybody else wants them. I don't think I've seen these episodes yet, although I know Devil in the Dark deals with, what is it, the Horta, I think it's called, and I don't recognize this episode. A war of computers. The Enterprise has been classified as destroyed and its crew already dead. Kirk and Spock have just one day to stop the war and save the starship. Don't know, we'll see. I'll have to wait till I get to that episode. So yeah, those are the 2 photo novels. Oh, and then finally, another Joe Haldeman. So he wrote multiple Star Trek books. So this is the final book of this lot, World Without End by Joe Haldeman. The Menace of Chitalia. Chitalia, a fantastic artificial world inhabited by furry winged creatures with awesome powers. Here, Kirk, Spock, and their Enterprise mates, trapped, face terrifying death. And if by some miracle they escape, they will confront the roving killers of the dread Klingon Empire. Cool, sounds fun. Furry winged creatures, awesome powers, artificial worlds. Dunno. Hopefully it's good. I mean, Joe Haldeman's an award winner, so I at least expect it to be written well, if nothing else. That was this lot of very, very vintage Star Trek books. These are some of the earliest Star Trek books published, next to Spock Must Die and the James Blish stuff. So yeah, I hope you found that interesting. Have you read any of these books? Which one would you recommend? Yeah, talk to me. I'm new to the whole world of Star Trek fiction. I've just dove into this head first, so this is my first time experiencing any of this kind of stuff. So if you have any recommendations, any particular favorites, let me know. Yeah, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. Comment if you want to. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Live long and prosper.